Hey y'all! Today we're going to be learning how to prepare peaches for the freeze dryer. So what I'm going to do first is I've got a pot of hot boiling water on my stove here. And what this is going to do is I'm going to gently drop the peaches down into this pot of water, and it's going to help me to remove those skins. Because I know some of y'all don't like to touch peaches, so if the fuzzy part bothers you, just wear gloves. So what I'm going to do is I've got a Fry Daddy scoop from my old Fry Daddy, and I'm just going to gently put the peach down inside of the boiling water, and I'm going to let it turn just it won't take just a few seconds, and then I'm going to remove it just like that. And just that amount of time, it's going to make that peach skin fall right off. So over here I've got my sink full of ice cold water, and you can already see some of the peaches that I've been doing. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how easily this removes those skins. So see this big peach right here? It's as big as my hand. Okay, so I'm going to bring it up here and show you how easy it is to peel this peach now. Okay, so now I have my peach, and I just took it out of the cold water, and I'm going to take just my paring knife here, and look how easy that comes up. It just pulls right off. So I'm going to get that ready right here. You almost don't even need a knife. You could use your fingers for this too. But it just comes right off. Just skin it like that. Because I know my kids, they cannot stand the taste of that peach fuzz in their mouth. So I always have to peel it for them. So just gently go around and I'm using my thumb to grab hold of that skin and just kind of pull it off like that. Sometimes you have to get up in the cracks on those peaches. They have pretty deep crevices on their cracks, and it almost makes you feel like you're violating the peach going up in its crack like that, but it's got to get done. So see how I'm doing that? Just like that. No time at all, it's peeled. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cut this peach, go all the way around it with my paring knife through the center right here, all the way around just like that. And then I'm just going to remove the seed. And all you have to do then is just start cutting it in thin slices all the way around it, just like that. Now another way, if you don't have a freeze dryer, what you can do this same method and just put these peaches, instead of on the freeze dry tray, you can just put them in a bowl and add some sugar to it. And that sugar will start making syrup in the peaches, and it's so good. And we like to eat our peaches like that with crust or just plain even. But what you can do is you can also, if you just put the sugar on them, and you can put them in a freezer bag, and it will put them in the freezer, and then on a cold day when it's winter time and you're craving peaches, you can open up a bag of those and thaw them out, and they'll taste just like summer. So here I am peeling another peach. Look how that just peels off just like that. Look at that. See how easy that is? So, and then go around it again, just like this. I just kind of go around in a circle. And that peach should just break right open. See how that worked? Remove the seed, and then start making thin slices with your knife. So what I'm going to do next, after I get these trays filled up, is I'm going to stick these in my freezer, just my regular freezer, because I have found that if I do it that way and freeze them first, it shaves off a lot of my freeze drying time, the amount of time that they're in my freeze dryer. So I'm just going to fill up this tray, and then what I'll do is I'll stick them in the freezer. And that's all there is to it. And when these are, I'll bring you back in a little bit and show you what that looks like when I've got them all frozen. Okay, so the variety of peaches that I like to get are called Freestone or clingless peaches. And what that means is that the peach does not stick to the seed. It comes right off of the seed. But this one, for some reason, doesn't want to come off of the seed. So what you do on those, because when I try to open it right here, it won't pop open after I cut it very well. So what you can do is just kind of take your knife around the edge of that seed and then just kind of pull up on it like this. Just kind of cut down and then just kind of cut across like that, and to get those seeds going, or get the peaches off that seed, off that pit. Do you see how I'm doing that? These are a little bit trickier. So if you're new to peaches, look for the clingless or the Freestone peach. Makes it a lot easier, because you sure don't want to do this on all of them. See how that's coming off? I'm just holding on to that seed there. Like that. I'm still a little bit too fat, so I'm gonna cut it. And here's the last one. Do you see how I did that? I'm just gonna throw away that pit there. Okay, I got all my trays filled up for my freeze dryer, and I have a Harvest Right medium-sized freeze dryer, so it comes with 4 trays. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cover these with saran wrap or some kind of plastic wrap and put them in my freezer so they can freeze before I put them in my freeze dryer. I'll be back when I'm done. Okay y'all, here are the peaches. They've been freezing in my freezer for about 5 hours. So I'm going to put them in the freeze dryer now, and I will show you what that looks like when they come out. Okay, so here's my Harvest Right freeze dryer, and as you can see, I've started already loading the trays into the machine. Here's my last tray. If you look up here, it'll tell you that it's ready to load and that the temperature inside is 35 degrees. So all you do now is close the door and latch it, and then push continue. And make sure that this valve right here is closed. So now you can see that the machine is freezing. It'll freeze some more, and the temperature drops pretty quickly now. It's already down to 33, 32, and I'll have freeze-dried peaches in about 24 hours. I'll see you then. Okay y'all, so after 22 hours and 28 minutes, the freeze dryer is done. So I'm going to take these out and we'll get those bagged up. We'll be right back. Okay guys, so here are some of my peaches that I got out. And as you can see, they're kind of stuck to the tray. Let me see if I can find one. Listen to it crunch so you'll know it's dry. See how that crunched? And there's not any coldness, or it's just dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill my bags. I've got some Mylar bags, quart-sized Mylar bags that I'm going to put these in. And I'm going to use these oxygen absorbers that I got from Azure Standard. They're 300 cc's. And you can see right here, this pink eye shows you that they're still good. They haven't lost any of their absorption or whatever it is. So as you use them, I always keep these in a jar, and I always watch that eye, and you'll know when your oxygen absorbers are going bad because it'll start turning kind of a purple color, and then it'll kind of turn to a dark blue, and you know that those are no longer working. So let me get my bags and I'll show you what the next step looks like. Okay guys, so here you can see that I've got my bag labeled, so we'll know what's in this bag. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of those 300 cc oxygen absorbers in here. at the bottom. And you have to work pretty quickly because the peaches, once they get out of the freeze dryer, they're going to start absorbing the oxygen from the air and they'll get soft again, and I don't want that. I want them to stay hard. And also that oxygen absorber, it'll start absorbing out of the air too, and it won't be as effective. So I'm going to start putting my peaches down in my bag like this, and then we're going to seal this one up. So when I think I've got enough in there, I'm going to just kind of stop right there and kind of seal it up. Okay, so now that we've got our peaches in the bag, what we're going to do next is we're going to take it over to this impulse sealer, and I'm going to show you how I seal my bags. Okay, so now that I've got my peaches inside the bags with my oxygen absorber, I'm going to use my heat impulse sealer that I got with my Harvest Right freeze dryer to seal them up, so that way that I can be sure that there's no oxygen can get in there. So what you do is just stick the end of it in there like that. You can hear it kind of hum, and then I like to do it twice just to make sure I got a good seal on that. And you can see right there that that little, it's still hot, but right through there you can see that it's sealed. And as that oxygen absorber starts working, this bag will start shrinking around the peaches, and that way I know that there's no oxygen in it. Let's do another one. This part is easy. Just another seal. Okay. Also, what I'm going to do is I have a jar, because my husband and kids love just to eat these as a fresh snack. So I'm going to fill this one up. And since these will go pretty quickly around the house, we'll eat them fast, there's no need to put an oxygen absorber in them. These are just going to be a good snack for us to eat. Now, some things that you can do with your freeze-dried peaches when you've got them sealed up and you're ready to use them is you can add a little water to them, and they will taste exactly like a fresh peach. Or you can add a little bit of sugar with them to it. You can add these in smoothies. You can make a peach cobbler, a peach pie. Just about anything that you would do with a fresh peach is how you'll use these. So if you add it to a smoothie though, you won't need to add water. It will absorb the water or liquid from whatever you're making your smoothie with. These look so pretty in a jar. Do you see how that red is in them? I'm telling you, these things will not last long around here. I'm gonna get them as full as I can and put the lid on it just like that. And these will be ready for a nice healthy snack. Okay, so that's what we do with our peaches. So there's my peaches in a jar just to eat as a snack. And then I have some more peaches in the bags here. Okay, so for these oxygen absorbers, what you're going to need to do, since they've been open, is I like to store mine in a jar, and that way I'm going to vacuum seal these down after I'm finished with them right here, because you do not want them to be just in a bag or anything. You have to have them sealed up somehow, because like I said, they will not stay good long. Now that I've got all those oxygen absorbers inside my jar, and I've put my little pink eye in there so that way I can see that they're still good, I'm going to use my Food Saver vacuum sealer to get all the oxygen out and to make sure that that lid seals and that I'm not wasting my oxygen absorbers. So it's going to be a little bit loud. You have to wait till this little red green light goes off. once those lights go off, you can unscrew the top and take off the lid, the attachment. Can't hardly do this with one hand. And you can see that that is sealed, so those will not be losing oxygen. So the next time I want to use them, I'll just take something to pry the lid off and just get out how many I need. And that's all there is to freeze drying peaches.